Hello, busy professionals, and welcome to the You Deserve a Luxury Vacation podcast. I'm your host, Belvin Baldwin II, and today I am very excited because we are going to be talking to one of my on location providers in Africa, Eric. He's going to tell us everything about South Africa, East Africa, the safaris, everything you need to know to plan your luxury vacation in Africa. So let's begin.
Welcome to the You Deserve a Luxury Vacation podcast, where we help busy professionals with valuable tips and inspiration to plan their next luxury vacation. Your host is Belvin Baldwin II, an award-winning travel advisor and owner of Showtime Travel. He will educate and entertain you on this journey by speaking with some of the top luxury travel suppliers. So let's get started, because you deserve a luxury vacation.
Well, hello, Eric, and welcome to the You Deserve a Luxury Vacation podcast. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me.
Well, great. I'm glad you were able to come on the show. I know a lot of people they're talking to me. They want to go back to the motherland. They want to know a little bit about Africa. So introduce yourself and kind of tell them about your services and what you provide.
Okay, my name is Eric, and I was born and raised in Kenya. But I've lived in the US for over 20 years. I'm currently based in Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay.
This is where our main office is. And we have offices in Kenya, that's in Nairobi, Johannesburg, South Africa. And we're in the process of opening another office in Tanzania, Arusha.
Okay, great.
Yes.
So with all those different places, rather, destinations, what type of services do you provide?
We do tailor-made safaris. We don't do the normal ones that everybody do, like, okay. So we customize our safaris based on the client's needs.
Great. And that's what it comes down to when we work with our busy professionals. Luxury customized experiences. We don't want it, through our experience, they do not want cookie cutter. They want to provide a true custom experience. So I know Africa is a large continent, and it's funny when I talk to some people, they need to go back to geography class sometime because they think that they can go from one place to another in 3 days. This is a large continent. So tell me, name some of the destinations that you work with.
Our main destination when we started, we were doing the East African part, where it's Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, Rwanda, and the Indian Ocean, which is Seychelles, Mauritius. Okay. And then as we kept on growing, we started getting demands for the southern part of Africa. And right. Then that's when we opened offices in South Africa, and we started partnering with most suppliers from there, and we are able to support the travel advisors in US with and Canada with services in the Southern Africa. Okay. And in the last few years, we've expanded to the western part of Africa, where we are doing Ghana and Senegal, and mostly Ghana and Senegal right now.
Okay, got it. So I talk to these busy professionals, and they're really thinking about Africa, and they want to know what type of experiences can they enjoy. So what are some of the more popular experiences that you can enjoy in East Africa?
It depends. It depends with different clientele have different needs. With the normal market, which is to come to the southern and eastern southern part of Africa, was mostly the wildlife. Mm-hmm. That's why you hear a lot of people talking about, wildlife in Africa.
All the wildlife, yes.
Okay. Exactly. Mm-hmm. And they also forget that we have beach destination also.
Right.
So with the unique part with our company, I try to make sure that I combine wildlife and beach as a package. I try to make sure after you all your traveling, all the traveling you've done, going after the animals and wildlife. At least you get to relax on the beach and enjoy yourself before you take a long flight back to US.
Right, right. And that's important. I'm glad you talked about that because when it comes to the wildlife, I have people who traveled around the world and they look at the wildlife saying, I don't know, is it, I've been to a zoo before. That's not the that's
It's
not the
not the
same
same.
thing.
It's not the
Right.
same.
So tell me how, you know, that trek when you go to the wildlife, give me some of those emotions you will feel. Give me some of the experiences you will see when you go to the safari and the wildlife.
I think it's different because you kind of see like a freedom.
Hmm.
You feel, you experience, you see all these animals have the freedom that most of us don't have, like
Right.
they can go anywhere they want. They can with no restrictions. They can, they're, it's not like in a cage where if you feel they're depressed, they're not themselves.
Hmm.
You can feel the joy and and the nature itself.
Okay.
Being out there, it's and I always tell people, even people who live in the city, it's nice to go out there and just be with the nature.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, you get out of the busy life. We live this busy life every day, and then when you go there in the nature, all you see is animals. It's so peaceful and calm.
Okay. So
Yeah.
you get a sense of tranquility, a calmness, and you're just sitting out there and you're just looking over the jungle, I guess is the
Uh,
right.
Absolutely,
And
absolutely. And even there's some camps there which don't even have television. So you're outside the world normally.
oh,
You are
wow.
just in your, now it's relax and enjoy the nature and appreciate nature as it's supposed to be.
So if I'm out there, I know when we talk about the wildlife, what type of animals can we find in East Africa?
In East Africa is very diverse. It's
Hmm.
it's there is lions, elephants, hippos, hyenas,
Hmm.
giraffes. It's a lot. There's a
Okay.
lot, and it's, you don't have to go to just one park to see one animal, and that's why, like, I think you've heard Masai Mara, Masai. You just hear Masai when people talk about Kenya, they talk about Masai Mara, when
Right.
they talk about Tanzania, they talk about Serengeti, the Serengeti, and
Hmm.
that's why you see there's a problem with these mostly big companies. They just concentrate on selling one part of a destination,
All right.
and they forget those countries have wildlife everywhere.
Okay.
This you can instead of everybody going to Masai Mara, you can go have the same experience in Amboseli. You can go to Savo, you can go to Samburu,
Hmm.
you can go to southern part of Tanzania and experience it. It's that's why I always encourage people to deal with destinations which belongs, or
Right.
in
Right.
those places, because they know better. It's not like somebody who is based in Europe just sending clients over without knowing what to do.
Exactly. And that's why I reached out to you because it seems like not only you were born in Africa, you were born in Kenya, you go
Yes,
back all the time. So
yes,
it was great for Showtime Travel to partner with you because not only have you lived there and learned, well, through experience, but you have great contacts there on the ground.
yes,
And it's great to support you because you know exactly where the money is going to, and
absolutely.
and let's talk about the culture part of it
Mhm.
because a lot of my clients they are traveling back to Africa, unlike others, just to see wildlife. It's a homecoming
Yes,
to kind of find their ancestry and learn about their culture.
yes.
Where can you talk a little bit about that?
Oh, like, just Africa itself, there's so many different cultures, and you have to just from one country itself. For example, I'll give an example of
Mhm.
Kenya. There is almost 42 tribes, and all of them have different cultures.
Right,
So,
and we don't, some African Americans really don't know that, and it's
yeah, they
interesting.
have different cultures and different languages.
Mm,
So, It's interesting. So just past somebody who lives there, when they go to another part of the country, they experience a different culture.
Hmm.
And that's why I always, when I have clients come in, I make sure that they experience different cultures. I make sure they travel to different parts of the country,
Right.
whichever country it is, because each section of the country has a different culture.
Okay.
So, and for if they don't have a lot of time to do all that, we always make sure, for example, with African American clients, to make sure that we take them to Bomas of Kenya, for example, in Kenya, where they normally have traditional dances and people
Hmm.
showcasing their culture and dances there. You can spend the whole day just watching that. It's amazing,
Okay.
so for, and that's why I say, and then some clients don't like that, some clients, that's why we customize based on the needs of the client.
Exactly. Great. Great. So when we talk about, I know you just talked about Kenya, and there's so many, different places we
Yes.
can discuss. You see on Instagram a lot is the giraffe manor. Uh,
Uh-huh.
I know we can go to that, but it's more than that. Yeah,
Yes.
give me some examples of some other experiences you can work with there.
um so like just it's just Nairobi itself. You
Hmm.
can do as giraffe manor, you can go to elephant orphanage, you can just go to Nairobi National Park,
Hmm.
and also you can do this. We all know, also do the city tours,
Hmm.
of which you go and see the Maasai's, making their beads,
Okay.
and there's also a very big Maasai market where we take tourists to buy curios, and
Hmm.
it's just see how locals do their business over there.
Okay.
We also, like, on the like, for example, when you go to Masai Mara, we partner with Masai villages where you go and see how Masai live there in their natural, daily
Right.
life.
Hmm.
When you go to Samburu, you see, we take you there, you
Hmm.
enjoy the animals and also enjoy the Samburu culture. When you
Okay.
go to the coast, will make sure you go to for Jesus, where it was one of the forts that was built by the Portuguese
Hmm.
when they were
Okay.
fighting with the Arabs. Because that's another part of the world. The
Right.
culture there is so different because it's a mix of the Portuguese, Arabs, and the Africans.
Hmm.
So it's very diverse, and Africa is very diverse.
Yeah, and that's what I'm learning more and more as I do go through my journey through Africa as well. It's just every section is so distinct, and different cultures, different languages, multiple of languages within one country.
Yeah,
You're learning so much, and the people are so genuine and really
very
bringing us back
welcoming.
in and
Yes.
teaching us about their culture, which is great. So we talked a little bit about safaris and everything. Let's talk a little bit about the water, the beach areas,
Yes.
the coastal areas. Where can we find those coastal areas? Uh,
We so on this Kenya, Tanzania, we normally we can do Lamu. We normally do Lamu. Lamu has a lot of history
mhm.
because it's one of those sections where the Chinese and the Arabs and started, coming to Africa. So, and everything there, everything is as it was during those years. If we don't
Okay,
even, people use donkeys to travel around,
right.
and so, and then on that side of Lamu, we also do a dhow trip. So people stay in a dhow for 4 days, cruising on the river, and it's an amazing. trip,
All right.
And okay, and then when you come down to Malindi, Mombasa, you have beautiful, and Diani, you have beautiful beaches. We come to Dar es Salaam, the same, and then you come to Zanzibar, which is, people say it's another Bali of Africa. It's
Yeah.
there's, and then when you go to South Africa, there's Durban on the Indian Ocean side, and then there's Cape Town, and
Okay.
each city has a different vibe.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Well, that's good to know. I think a lot of people are wanting to go to the motherland and see Africa, and especially Eastern and Southern Africa, and they want to kind of see what are the different experiences they can find. And I'm glad that you're pointing those things out. Let's break for a minute. I know you gave me. Let me share a quick video here that kind of gives us an idea of what to expect out there, and when we do go to Africa. And I like it
Yes.
because you give us a real good sense of of overview. So let me just pull it up here real quick. That's it, the Africa Customs. So it seems with that video, you have you kind of we see the tents, the accommodations, and I get this question asked a lot. What is the difference between a tent and a lodge?
Okay. A tent, it's uh, basically made of canvas.
Okay, got it.
So, and some of them are seasonal.
All right.
They know when, okay, we can move from this section to this section based of where animals are. But
Okay.
there's some which are camps which are permanent,
Hmm.
and it's so they're rustic and they have basic accommodation. They don't have all whistles and bells as
Right. Right.
as you would expect in a hotel.
Uh-huh.
And then the lodges are more comfortable and more luxurious, and most of them are made of wood or brick.
All right.
So those are permanent structures.
Okay.
And they have, it's mostly they're just like a normal hotel where they have suites, they have private rooms, they have executive rooms.
Okay.
So
Got it.
yeah, and that they have, and you find lodges are much bigger. They have spas, they have restaurants, they have bars. It's just
Okay.
like a hotel in a
Right. In the city or anything. So
yeah,
yeah, but you're
yes,
out in the safari, so it's a
yes,
lodge there. That's great to know because I think especially at what I'm learning, and you could tell me is when you're going through the safari, it may be an extended drive, so you may have a tent situation, but
yes.
it is a luxury tent.
It's
They
a
make it as
luxury. Yeah,
luxurious as it's not
exactly.
like you just
and
put.
and all of them are very comfortable. So I would, to me, I can stay in any. I can stay in a lodge or a camp.
Okay.
So, and they're all comfortable and luxury and everything.
That is great to know. I mean, it's always good to see some examples. Let me see if I can share one example of a tent here. Let me pull this up. And So what are we looking at here?
There's a tent that is built on it's on a higher ground to
Uh-huh.
avoid animals coming so
In
close coming in. But you see, it's larger. It has a plunge swimming pool there. It's luxury.
uh-huh. Yeah.
You wouldn't even believe there was no trees around. You would not believe you're in a
Right.
in
That
middle
you're
of nowhere.
so you have your own little plunge pool. You have a
Yes.
nice little setting. You have your own deck, and I like that. And what kind of service can you
There
expect?
you have full service. You have if you want to have room service, get room service. If you and some of them, well, we I try normal to sell room and board where everything is all inclusive.
Mm-hmm.
So meals and drinks. So when you pay, you don't have to start going back to your pockets to start buying foods and extra. So when you budget, everything is budgeted for unless you want to buy some extra stuff.
Right.
So all the services are included except like something like spa if you want to go a massage or extra things that are on the side. But we always give you the rate for those so that you can be prepared if you want to do them.
Great. That's always good to know. And I think a lot of people understand that you're still going to get that great luxury experience as if you were in the city or anything else.
Absolutely.
And uh, especially in Africa, they have world-renowned customer service. So
Oh,
I've
absolutely, absolutely.
learned that
It's
a lot.
it's it's in the culture.
Good. So let's look at. I'm gonna share some more here. Let me share another one, and let's see here. This one was the actual in. Let's see. So we see the. This is another view of the tinted suite.
Of the
So
tent,
just
it
yeah.
is.
Okay. So
See how
those
the
just
bedroom is.
right. Okay. Got it. Now, when you're asleep,
Uh-huh.
do you hear nature?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
You hear animals walking around.
Yeah.
Passing by.
Okay.
It's
It is a true one
nature.
with nature experience. Okay.
Absolutely,
So
absolutely.
let's talk about it's a lot of people when they want to go, they're celebrating a life event.
Hmm.
So they're celebrating a birthday or maybe an anniversary or thing of that nature. This is a bucket list vacation.
Yes.
Can you give me kind of an ideal itinerary that expectations of an itinerary? Let's just say 7 days. Let's just
Seven
give it
days.
7 days. Yeah.
Okay, so mostly like it depends with what type of a client. Like mostly for the African American clients, we normally have to have a city. I make sure I put a city, a
Mhm.
wildlife, and the beach
Mhm.
experience.
Right.
So with the city, I make sure that the experience, for example, whichever city they go, if it's Johannesburg, they visit. They make sure they visit the Mandela House
Mhm.
and learn about God Soweto, so that they may experience the culture and the
Right.
history of a country and learn all that, and also if, for example, if they don't have a lot of time, for example, in South Africa, I would, and they don't have time to go all the way to Kruger Park.
Mhm.
I would take them to Pilarsburg, which has the same. That's a nice park in South Africa. It's just a few hours drive from Johannesburg,
Mhm.
and then after that they can fly and finish their honeymoon in Cape Town.
Okay.
And
Mhm.
enjoy the beach. And we organize very good um, honeymoon surprises for our clients.
Okay. Great.
Yes.
Great. And that's the great thing I like about it is our company with Eric's company we partnered together because we work to make sure that our my my clients, which will be yours as well, in the
Yes.
U.S. have a unbelievable customized experience. And
Absolutely.
it's great to work with somebody who understands giving back to the culture there. So it's not like when we provide the monies in there to to the companies, they are actually helping the community. Can you speak a little bit about that, Eric?
Yes. With my company, and I can say 95% of my income goes back to Africa.
Hmm.
99 and 98% of my staff and contractors who I work with and my partners are all based in Africa.
Okay.
So everything goes back to support families and people who are based there. Unlike these big companies where all their employees are based in Western world, for example, maybe Europe or maybe in
Hmm.
US, where you find they don't even have an employee in Africa. They only have a contractor who they contract when they have a client going. So
Hmm.
you find most of their money is coming back, and that's why you see a lot of Africans now. Is Africa is awakening. They want their money to stay in Africa.
Okay.
They so that's why right now you'll see a lot of people will start working with the locals because they need to support the local community. With my company, I also help a children's home, one in Kenya and another one in Tanzania,
Hmm.
where some of the money, like 10% of what we make, we'll donate it to those children homes. And in South Africa, we also assist the guides,
Okay.
guiding association. We donate to them to help them, with the training, with equipment, and all that.
Great. Great. That's great to know. So tell me, we work together, but tell me how important it is for you to work with a travel advisor.
If a client needs to work with a travel advisor, your client need you,
Mhm.
because because it's those experiences are not things that you can just book and buy online. There's so many people pretending to be operators online.
Right.
You might just buy a safari and when you reach to maybe Rwanda, start looking for that provider, and that provider doesn't exist, and you
Exactly.
you, lo-
A
you
lot of
lose your
fraud out
money.
there. Right.
And that's why um, I tell people to do the best and deal with travel advisors who are based in the countries where they are, because if anything happens, they know where that company is registered, that company has insurance, that that advisor is under a reputable company, organization, or something. So I always advise
Cool.
people to work with a travel advisor, because these trips are not cheap. This is your time and your money. You
Right.
don't want to waste your time and money. Yeah.
Exactly. And that's where we come in together. And that's where, I think a lot of people need to understand our relationship and our partnership. What I do is I work with busy professionals and we design
Yes.
luxury vacations. And the great thing about Eric and I's partnership is he has the people on the ground, because you're going on vacation independently alone, but you're not alone. So you're going to
Alone
have
is
somebody there to be
absolutely
support you the whole time there. You're
time.
going to have a point
Absolutely.
of contact. You're not going to be on a 1-800 number trying to figure things
Nope.
out. And that when you deal with these type of vacations where it could be ups 20, $30,000 and more, if you're going to spend that type of money, you want to make sure that it's right and it's correct. So
Absolutely.
that's why
Absolutely.
we've both been vetted, and we've both been under scrutiny to make sure that our companies are the best. And that's great for for you, the listeners
Mhm.
out there. So we want to make
Yes.
sure that everything is set for you guys. This is a great experience going to Eastern and Southern Africa, and it's something that you need to put on your bucket list if you haven't done
Absolutely.
so already, because
Absolutely.
I am just happy because I'm about to take my adventure out there, and I've had some colleagues that have already been. So I'm ready. I've been to Western Africa and Northern Africa, and now it's time to hit Eastern Africa. And
Welcome.
yes,
You'll
yes,
enjoy it. You'll enjoy
yes.
yourself.
And it's funny because when we had, everybody talks about the Maldives, and the Maldives is great, but
Mhm.
you can find that Indian Ocean off the coast of Africa as well.
Absolutely.
Yes.
For
So
less.
you
and
said it.
you're
You
and
said
you're
it.
also supporting your people, so
Right, right, right. So you have the culture, you have everything, and you can get some great accommodations. I think people really underestimate, what you can find in Africa, especially with the luxury accommodations, and not only the luxury accommodations, just the service. So
exactly.
I think you get to see it all.
And
Uh,
also, for example, I
Go
also
ahead.
have a client who basically his clients are their clients are also African American, and we work together, and with them they always stay at black owned properties.
Okay.
So, and they that's what I'm saying. With us, we are very diverse. We work with every culture, and we know what they like, and we know where to get that for
Right.
them.
And
We-
diversity is the key. I mean, that's what the
exactly,
world is made of. The world is
exactly.
diverse. So,
Hmm.
we can definitely, I think it's open to everybody. And the great thing about it is, especially when you're dealing with different cultures, the great thing is Africa is has every culture in it, So
Exactly.
and the thing of you look at especially with African Americans when they come there, and a large majority of my clientele are African Americans. They get to see it's a sense of going back home,
Hmm.
of going back to Africa that we sometimes we were taught not to even think about going back, and now that we're seeing that seeing everything and seeing the true Africa,
Yeah.
not through the media but kind of experiencing it for ourselves, it is a tremendous opportunity. And once you get there, you just you it's a sense of belonging, a sense of
And
strong feeling.
at least you get to learn for yourself instead of just hearing from other people. So, for
Right.
example, I also have another client. It's their LGBT owned company, and with them they how people say, oh, Africa is it's not safe for LGBTQ plus members or whatever. I have a
Mm.
lot of travel advisors who just deal with LGBT community, and they come through me. So I know where to take them. I know the safe spots where they can stay. I know there's safe, places where
Right.
they can without being feeling awkward or
Harassed, or
anything.
yeah,
Exactly,
exactly. Yeah.
exactly. And so it's we are very diverse. We know, as I say, we know every. We take care of every single client individually and what they need. We don't
What?
put all the people in one basket
Right.
and
And that's
treat
why
them the same.
that is one thing I always talk about, and I'm glad you brought that up, Eric. Every client is different, and that's one thing. That's where it comes to customization, and when it comes to us designing vacations, because it's different styles, especially when it comes to luxury vacations. So we want to
Yes,
make sure that we talk with you. We have open-ended questions so we can design that right experience for you. And
absolutely.
speaking of that, we have a great gift for our listeners. We're going to provide a link in the comments below. In the comments is basically a link of a itinerary, and this is just an example of an itinerary that you should take for free, that
Yes,
Eric has provided a free gift to our clients to show you kind of
absolutely.
an example of what you can experience working with us. So make sure that you click on that link and get that download for free. So we're going to give that to you. Uh, Eric, is there anything that may have forgot during our conversation that you want to discuss?
No, just I'm sure we as soon as we start, as I say, we'll start talking about each destination on its own. So I'm sure we'll be
Right.
discussing more about.
Right, right, right. And that's the
Yeah.
great thing. So Eric will be back for more, and he's going to discuss different destinations. Now, if it's something that you want to want us to discuss in more detail, make sure that you visit showtimetravel.com, hit the contact us if you want to, discuss some things that, you may want to have brought up on the next interview with Eric. Also, if you're ready for that vacation, you can also visit showtimetravel.com. We have that link below, and you can just click on Design My Luxury Experience. Click on that, and we can start working on it right away. Yes. So,
and just to make sure, just to let you know, Travel Safaris, we only deal with travel agents, travel advisors. We don't deal with the direct clients. So, when you need a safari, reach out to Belvin at Showtime.
Thank you. And I'm glad you said that. Our partners are B2B. So if you need anything, make sure Eric has too much other things. We handle the consumer part. So make sure that you contact us at showtimetravel.com. Well, great, Eric. Well, thank you for taking the time to speak with us today. And I know this is one of many conversations we will have. Yes. And I think our listeners got a great understanding of Africa, East Africa, and the safaris. And I'm sure we'll be talking here soon.
Thank you, and have a nice day.
All right, thank you. Once again, visit showtimetravel.com because you deserve a luxury vacation.
Thank you for listening to the You Deserve a Luxury Vacation podcast. Please visit showtimetravel.com to plan your next luxury vacation. Also subscribe to the Showtime Travel channel on YouTube and Instagram for more luxury vacation inspiration.